Okay. Hello everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today we're going to talk about something, and I wanted to do a video instead of a live stream because of the fact is that I don't think some people are understanding the live stream situation. So, for this reason, we are not doing a live stream. As you may know, my channel has been suffering under a lot of things. And one of the things it's been suffering from is the, I think a lack of understanding comes to mind, but it's not just that. Let me see if I can square this up a little bit. Yeah, it's better. I have been, suffering a bit of depression lately. So I think that's pretty clearly obvious. And part of the depression issue is I've been trying to improve my channel. I've made a lot of changes. People suggested that I should have a subject. We tried that. That didn't work. Somebody suggests we play music. We can't do that because of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Now, the United States DMCA is, let me look that up. Unfortunately, I don't have the fancy stuff so I can show you the screen, so I will just pull up the article and then I will post it in the description below. It's called the United States U.S. DMCA. Okay. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act, Wikipedia. It came out in 1999. Here's the full act, if you want to see the full act. And of course, like all government bills, this ain't no small little document. Actually, it is. It's only 18 pages. So first thing I want to do, which actually is amazing, usually government laws are always these big thick books. So I'm going to go make my screen bigger so you can see. Alright, so let's go through the introduction. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA, was signed into law by President Clinton on October 28th, 1998. The legislation implements two 1996 World Intellectual Property Organization WIPO treatises, the WIPO Copyright Treaty, and the WIPO Performance and Phonograms Treaty. The DMCA also addresses a number of other significant copyright issues. The DMCA is divided into 5 titles. Title 1, the WIPO Copyright and Performance and Phonogram Treaties Implementation Act of 1998 implements the WIPO Treaty. Title 2 is the Online Copyright Infringement Liability Limitation Act, creates limitations on the liability of online services provided for copyright infringement when engaging in certain types of activities. Title 3 of the Computer Maintenance Competition Assurance Act creates an exception for making copy of computer programs by activating a computer for a purpose of maintenance or repair. Title 4 contains miscellaneous provisions relating to the function of the Copyright Office, distance education, the exceptions in the Copyright Act for libraries and for making ephemeral recordings, webcasting of sound recordings on the internet, and the applicability of collective bargaining agreements, obligation in the case of transfers of rights in motion pictures. Title 5 is the Vessel Hull Design Protection Act, creates a new form of protection for the design of vessel hulls. What? What does vessel hulls have to do with the digital millennium? Certainly it's a writer. This is the kind of shit our government does? What does vessel hulls have to do with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act? That's sorry. It's stupid! What do ship holes got to do with this? Nothing! Are you operating a hull of a ship too? Do I need to get permission from the copyright holder just to make another ship? What do you call architectural blueprints in their way around it? Or telling you need to give licensing permission just for new basement designs. Oh my God. Okay, so what I wanted to get at, and this thing's long. I'm not going to read through all this because this is all full of Legolas. Concentrated Legolas. But what I will do is let me copy the link and I will share with you. You gotta admit, that is kind of stupid. That is absolutely stupid. Copy the link. Okay? That is absolutely stupid. But the thing is because of the 1998 Act, I cannot play music on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or Twitter. Okay? And the reasons are multiple. Number one, the first is, in case of Google, is Google under the Internet Decency Act, Section 230. I keep mentioning that, so let's take a look at that. U.S. Internet and Decency. Internet Decency Act, Section 230. Okay, let me read that part. Here's just a quick real recap. It says here, Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act of 1996 came out 2 years before DMCA. A common name for the Title V of the Telecommunications Act of 1996 is a piece of internet legislation that provides immunity from liability for providers and users of interactive computer services and public information provided by others. An immunity clause in the Act states that the provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as a publisher or speaker of any information provided by another. What? It said, missed the part. No provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as a publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. And analyzing the availability of the immunity offered by this provision, courts generally apply it to three-pronged test. A defendant must satisfy each of the three prongs to be immune from liability. First, the defendant must be a provider or user of an interactive computer service. Second, the cause of action asserted by the plaintiff must view the defendant as the publisher or speaker of the harmful information is an issue. Third, the information must be provided by another information content provider. That is, the defendant must not be the information content. Okay. Well, this is the kind of stuff that just drives me apeshit crazy. I love the pop-up commercials, don't you? Well, this isn't from the actual Federal Register. This is from another source. But the whole point is, as was discovered by the Senate Judicial Committee, I believe it was, what's her name there? It was actually a pretty decent person. I forgot what it was. She said that Google has done this before, where in one sense, they're trying to act as a publisher. In another sense, they're trying to act as a public service provider. Oh, okay. That's her name. Fairburn? No, not Fairburn. Okay, but go on. Blackburn. Marsha Blackburn. Okay. And then I think it was one of the other members that said, I think it was Grassley. He said, You guys want to be both an publisher and an internet forum. But unfortunately, you cannot be both at the same time. If you are a public forum, you are entitled to Section 230 subsidies. Why? They're multi-billionaires. Why should they be getting subsidies for being a Section 230 provider? If you are a true Section 230 provider, then you shall be entitled to receiving compensation. That's what the whole thing is about. Just like airports often receive subsidies as part of the Department of the Transportation, specifically because they provide transportation for the benefit of the public good. If it's an airport that's a private airport, for example, the airport will probably be required to either A, allow planes to land and take off from that airport that are not necessarily the planes of the members of the airport, or of course, if they want to keep it a private airport, then the private airport shall charge rental fees and dues, and of course will be taxed accordingly. The thing is, as Marsha Blackburn pointed out, is to YouTube, is to Google. She said this to that representative of Google. You've had your finger slapped before for the baloney in the games that you keep playing. And then you come back to us and you keep doing it again and again and again. Why? Why are you doing this? What's the reason behind this? And so, as I said, the main reason I cover this is we have two different things to cover, and they're related to each other. Number one, if I am going to make my channel become a musical-centric channel, we need to make sure that we follow the letter of the law. Which means that also that would mean that YouTube has to follow the letter of the law to avoid any potential torts. And that means, in this case, is that YouTube, if they decide to continue to remain as the Section 230 as defined, as I've already read, which means that they are not a publisher, which means they can selectively pick stuff from one side and post it on the other, then they will be free of liability. It doesn't mean I'd be free from liability, but it means that Google, YouTube would be. Same thing with Facebook. But the problem is they probably saying is we're not making enough money in subsidies, so we want to become a publisher. That's why they're working with all these cable TV channels now, is to basically make more money. Well, you know what? I never seen a public access cable TV company in the United States, but if there did exist, I wonder how much better or worse they would be than what Google is doing. At least if I had, say, Winston Cable, operated by the residents of Winston, Connecticut, for example, and Winston Cable decided that they want to carry programs that are commercial programs for corporate preparation, such as CNN, Headline News, and then the other CNN material, TNN, TVN, TBS, whatever. Or TBN is trying to get broadcast network, but sorry, TBS. Then that's fine, okay? Because now you would be literally receiving content. But that would also mean that any profits that you make, and it would be more like a cooperative. That means that money would have to go back to your customers. But if our fictitious Winston Cable said that we want to become a corporation, forget this shareholder thing. We want to become a regular full-size corporation. We want to have dividends, and we want to have partners, and we want to have all this. Then they don't receive the federal money or the local money from the town. They would just basically, at this point, become a commercial enterprise. So that means that if they start covering programs that do offend, that because they're a publisher, they're a commercial enterprise, they can be sued for that content. See, you can't have both. That's the whole point. That's what I'm trying to get at. In Google Alphabet, YouTube wants to have both. But you can't. The Section 230 is very clear on that. What Section 230 requires, and to remain a public forum, and what this other act is doing. You see, it's not a matter of, oh, it's so easy to fuck it up. Well, it is easy to fuck it up. But the thing is, they cannot be both a public forum and receive Section 230 money at the same time trying to become an internet publisher, as what they want to become, and still have received Section 230 freedoms associated with a public forum. It's one or the other, guys. Pick one. If they become a publisher, that means that they have to return all the Section 230 subsidies ever received. And for YouTube, Google, that could be quite a bit of money. Okay? A very large chunk of money. So theoretically, if they wanted to avoid the headache in the beginning, they should have agreed to be this before Section 230 was adopted in 1996. If they did this before Section 230 was drafted, and they said we're a publisher, there wouldn't be half this crap that they're facing now. All right? So, not only can I not play music because of the DMCA, I cannot play music because of the Section 230 provision is up for grabs. In addition to that, there's another thing. My channel has been overrun by trolls. Now, theoretically, they become less vocal. There are not as many of them on here anymore. But if you think that the trolls have totally disappeared, you are incorrect. They still exist. They're still out there. And they still are trying to sabotage my channel. In the last few months alone, my channel really didn't grow anything. I lost 4 people. So we went from 480 to 476. The highest it ever got to was 482. Never went any higher. Of course, there's a lot of reasons why it possibly is, and some of them, of course, is me. Number one is I have a very eclectic format that is not going to be the kind of format that your average Joe six-pack is going to want to sit through. That's just the way I am, okay? Number two, as I discovered today, when I try to have a show, some of my topics do not do well in a live stream whatsoever. No matter how hard you try to sugarcoat them, no matter how hard you try to get a good serious topic going, if it's something to do with the afterlife, it's not going to happen. It will be aborted on the spot. Nobody wants to talk about the afterlife. Why? Because it scares the fuck out of you. That's why. That's why people think that it's creepy. Oh, actually, I find it very interesting. Number three, people don't realize that all of the things I'm trying to do is taking its toll on my spirit. It's not a matter of being, oh, Michelle is never serious. Michelle can never have fun. Michelle doesn't even like to do fun stuff. That's not the case. I love to do fun stuff. But it's got to be something that I enjoy doing. It has to be something I call pleasant. I remember I talked about a couple projects. I'm waiting for emergency rebate to do some of these. And so for right now, we're coasting to a stop because of the fact that the stuff that I want to do, I cannot do right now. Because the money is not here. Allow me to elucidate exactly what I'm talking about. Number one, we're talking about 600 and possibly 600. It's supposed to be 700, but let's just say 650. All right, so about 325. Let's just divide the two, because it actually will be divided into two camps. The first camp, 325, is supposed to be going for clothes and footwear and shoes. Okay? And as you can see from this sneaker right here, and I showed this on the show but earlier, you can see that this poor sneaker, this cheap, foamy rubber surface, is atrocious. It doesn't work very well for me. It has, like Multimedia J said, and I agree with him. Walmart sneakers are not designed to last a long time. They're quick and dirty sneakers that'll get you there for a few months, and then you have to throw them out. These are 10-hour sneakers, by the way. You're talking about a person on a fixed income. They have to make life happen with nothing. Some people say, oh, $25 is nothing. No, $25 for me is everything. $25 for me, after I pay my utilities, my bills, my rent, my phone, everything else, I end up with coming up this month, I have only $100 after all the bills are paid for. So, yes, it matters. It matters a lot. It is not because I'm an asswipe. It's because it is the role of the reality of how the finances are going to work. Don't sit there and say to me, oh, it doesn't matter. It's just $25. That's chicken's feet. No, it's not. Sure, maybe there's somebody who makes, say, $300, $500 a month. $25 may seem like chicken's feet. But trust me, if you only make literally, okay, after all the taxes, $25 a week, that's a lot of money. Okay? So you do have to worry about your budget. Your budget is going to become your biggest albatross. No matter how much you can try to sugarcoat it with lots of saccharin if you like, the truth is it's not going to taste very good when it's the last week of the month and you go, gee, I shouldn't have spent that extra money on whatever it is I spent it on. So we try to hold off and defer expenses as much as we can. Fortunately, we're in the last week of the month of August, so that's good. We're going to be able to hold through, I think. On the other hand, we talked about video cards. I'm not going to go into too much of this, because frankly, this is an anxiety inducer. Should I get an video card for my Mac? I'm talking about video cards that are about the same price. Should I get an NVIDIA GTX 750 Ti? Or should I get a Sapphire 7950 from ATI, AMD? According to one person, they say, well, Apple doesn't really want to do an NVIDIA anymore, so everything is being set up to go with metal. Does the 7950 do metal? I don't know, because it's questionable. However, the biggest problem is with the ATI video cards is they use a lot of power, and I am a power miser. Really, I have to be. Air conditioning takes a good portion of my power. It sucks me dry. Then we had other projects too that we said we wanted to get a MacBook 2010. Still interested in that. Then we said, well, yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get the transformer to finish the UK Power project. It's still a possibility, but unfortunately, that may kind of get sidelined again because I need clothes. Okay. So you see, right now, I'm basically going through a lot of things in my life. Which do I do? Which one is going to be the project that is going to be my specialty? You may hate me because I'm actually talking about something that some of you guys find a little bit unusual. You may hate me because I say things that you don't like, because I express my views and my opinions. But you sure the fuck can't hate me because the fact is I'm a human being and I happen to have feelings and dreams. Everybody has feelings and dreams. Even the lowest of the low do. They have dreams. They have dreams. Whatever they are, they're different. Okay? Each person is different. Somebody may say, I want to save up and buy a brand new top of the line superstar sports car. Great. Whatever floats your boat, buddy. That's what you want. And you're willing to make those sacrifices to make it happen. That's great. Okay? Or someone might say, my dream is to get my teeth fixed. I can understand your dream. I can understand your dream 100%. Or someone says, my dream is to one day build the biggest, baddest, meanest, most powerful computer in the world. Okay. That's fine. As long as you are planning ahead, realize that you're going to need to have some biggest, baddest, meanest money supply in the world to run it. Big computers cost big bucks. So, but what I do not appreciate is the fact is that some people take me as a comedian and as a non-serious person. I can tell you right now, I am very much a loner. I am very much an isolationist. I don't have a ton of friends. Part of the reason is I don't know how to interact with some people. Other people, once you get to know me and, once you earn my trust, I can be your biggest sweetheart ever, but if you're not somebody I really know or I don't think you're serious, I'm not going to be nice to you because I'm going to be protecting my assets. You know what I'm saying? Just like Laura McAndrew said about Area 51, we will protect the United States assets at all costs. Well, this is a message from MicheleMarieDalene. I will protect my assets at all costs because I am not going to be abused, spindled, or mutilated by anyone. All right? But if I see you're trying to be sincere and kind, I'm going to try to return the favor and be kind to you back, and maybe we can talk. But I have to be careful because I am fairly not that well known, but I am known by some as a YouTuber, and they think that I'm putting on acts. INFJs are not good actors. We do wear our heart on our sleeves. We do tell you if we are hurting. We do love you. We, as INFJs, we understand if you've been told that you have to basically put on a mask and like a Halloween mask and you're on camera and you're supposed to play pretend and that you're supposed to not be serious. Sorry, INFJs rarely do that. When I do let my fun side show, some people mistake it for something it's not. So, are we gonna have a show set on Monday, on Tuesday? I don't know. Is it going to be a show on just Facebook? That's a great topic because Facebook is doing gangbusters and YouTube is not. But it's not just me. I can assure you. I've seen other channels saying the same thing. That YouTube, because of the policies, a lot of channels have said, we're pulling the plug on our YouTube content creation. Because YouTube is becoming a terrible platform. Yeah. That is a really sad reality. It is a really sad fact. YouTube sucks. And the reason why YouTube sucks is because of people like Susan Wojcicki and their far left agendas are trying to destroy YouTube and turning it into something it is never meant to be. A publisher running after money, throwing elections for presidential candidates, manipulating the demographics. I bet you at least 20 pounds, maybe more. I bet you that a good portion of the reason why my channel is not going anywhere has nothing to do with the trolls. I got a hunch that the good portion of the problem actually is YouTube itself. Realizing that I am even though I'm a central or moderate Republican channel, that they do not want channels like mine to see the light of day. They do not, rarely do my videos show up in suggested videos. Once in a while they do, but not always. Okay? So therefore, I strongly do believe that YouTube is part of the problem. Now, the next thing that has to do with that has to do with a few other things. Number one, make sure I get this right. I think I got this right. Yes, I do. We talk a lot about changes that I would like to make. And like I said, somebody suggested, Michelle, have a topic. We did that. It didn't work. Somebody suggested, Michelle, like, play music. That doesn't work because of the DMCA. I don't think the live streams are working at all, honestly. On YouTube. On Facebook, they're doing great. I have compare the show, which ended up in 2 parts, between YouTube and the Facebook stream. A Facebook stream has way more viewers than the same stream on YouTube or Twitch or Mixer. Twitch and Mixer are kind of a lost cause anyway. But the point is, the YouTube show is not getting the viewership. Fuck, I'll tell you a secret. If they were to go using the YPP protocol that they were trying to push on my Facebook link, and if I had been actually streaming for a year on Facebook, which I haven't been, I already would have gotten YPP because I've already got the over 1,000 subs on Facebook. But Facebook's not YouTube. Facebook is his own. And Facebook never offered anybody and said, hey, would you like to be your own receive some advertising revenue for your videos? Never offered it to me. Because they don't offer it. Period. Now, that sucks. Guess what? That's life. Okay? No excuse. No argument. But the thing that bothers me to no end is that there's a lot of apathy on the YouTube side of my media platform. There is a huge chunk of apathy. I got a housefly buzzing all over me. Oh, I hate houseflies. Of course, the door's wide open anyway. But I'm trying to say is that there is absolutely total apathy from the viewers. Because they think everything on YouTube has to be for fun. And that nobody can seriously really get depressed as content creators. A majority of our content creators I really want you to understand what we see is exciting. And I do want to do something more exciting. What we're going to do is, I don't know yet. I had a couple of things planned, and now we don't know what it's going to be. Should I get the video card and upgrade the computer to make it possible for us to use OBS on the Mac Pro? Should I get the laptop so I can do remote streaming? Or should I just go ahead and work on the UK power converter project instead? Now, I still want to do that. The thing is, the transformer weighs literally something like 50 to 100 pounds. And it's extremely heavy. And, of course, the risk of electrocution is good and high if you want to die. No one falls wall wire. Make sure you got to install your proper RCDs, RCBO breakers, and both the US and the UK side of the panels, because you don't want to get yourself to glow like a light bulb. Okay? That's a big problem. And theoretically speaking, it's really an isolation transformer, but it actually does have the neutrals tied together so that it will be a proper phase to neutral versus phase to phase connection. So that's something to keep in mind when you're dealing with things like that. And that's, the transformers are very expensive. They're like, I can get a used one for maybe about $120, but the shipping will probably be about another $50 because it's very heavy and has to be. And if you're lucky, maybe the postal worker can get up the stairs. The other issue is it's got to be built properly to meet proper electrical safety standards so that it does not become a danger in its own right. Because you're talking about 240 volts. That's not exactly something that I call where you're going to use masking tape and spit. Trust me, I put things together like that. Okay, but we're talking about something that has to meet fire codes, safety codes, and it's just, I just don't know if it's worth it. Honestly, I really don't think it's worth it. Could be wrong. Sure, I could use 3,000 watts available to a 240 volt outlet to do things, but for the same amount of money I'm going to be spending on that, I can get myself a 2010 Mac Pro with 8 gigabytes of RAM, 250 gigabytes of 500 gigabyte hard drive, or maybe even a 2011 MacBook, Power MacBook, or MacBook Pro. So I mean, that's the question: what to do, why, and when, and how. But that's what I'm thinking. I really am sitting there feeling like I don't know what to do. But for the audience who thinks I do everything for fun and hamming it up and I'm never ever serious about it in my body, you don't have an understanding of that. I am who I am. I'm not playing games with you. I am not pretending to be something I'm not. And neither is me. The most important thing is we want you to know is that we love you. We care about you. We know that you don't understand us. We know that you have a hard time understanding what we are and why we do the things we do. We understand that. But we're trying to understand that. But we also are asking you to try to get to understand and know us a bit better. Because me and Lemmy's life so much better because we care to take the time every week to do live streams. But if things don't change, if things don't improve, if I can't find the right way to carry the show on further, we're going to give up on the live streams. And if it continues to decline, then we're going to give up on YouTube completely. Leave the channel as a museum and just stream on Facebook. Because that's where the growth is right now for me. Alright guys, that's it for now. See you guys later. Bye bye.